present if you're here. And then, of course, teachers, your Zoom names, let us rename it. Make sure you're using your real name, not your teacher names. Real names, please, not your teacher names. Okay, let's rename the Zoom name now. Right, let me call you one by one. Let's start with the first one. We have Karen Jog, Karen Daliwal. Are you here? Ulo.
Present, ma'am. Present, ma'am. Present.
Okay. Al-Nahar
Present, ma'am.
or Al-Najr?
Al-Najr.
Okay, we just can't see you yet. Please turn on the video. Thank
Al-Najr,
you.
ma'am. Al-Najr.
Okay, how about Al-Najr?
Yes.
Al-Najr. Okay. Thank you, Al-Najr. How about Hannah Jo Paul Maristaza?
Present, ma'am.
Okay, next we have Venice Gipit. Teacher Venice? Not here. How about Kathy Elba? Kathy Salem? Not here. What about Blessy Fuentes?
Present.
Okay. Next is Prelin Andrade.
Present.
Okay. What about John Patrick Sionco? John Patrick, are you here? Next, we have Ian Christopher Jr.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Next, we also have Rhea Arieta Onde.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. What about Franessa Laico? Franessa Laico. Not here. What about Agnes Albores? Oh, Agnes is requesting for reschedule. Okay, moment please. Okay, Agnes, what about Pao Nessa Hermino?
Present.
Okay, here. Next we have April Rose. April Koyoka Rose. Are you here? Not here. Next we also have Maria.
Present.
Oh, here, April. Okay.
Actually, ma'am, it's April Rose Candano, ma'am.
Candano?
April Rose Candano.
But
Yes,
it is April Koyoka. Is your middle name Koyoka?
Yes, ma'am. That
see.
is my name in my account inside OneTalk, ma'am. And I'm requesting for a correction because it is incorrect.
Yes.
Yes.
I see. It's okay. Thank you, April. How
Okay, ma'am.
about Jesusa Zuniga? Jesusa? Not here. Next we have is Jonathan Diaz. Jonathan? Not here. What about Chubby Gale Aranzano? Chubby Gale Aranzano. Not here. And we have Resthi Rules. Okay, Resthi, are you here? Not here. Okay, let me know if you were not called. Teachers, please raise your hand if you were not called. Those teachers who just entered the room. Okay, Venice, can you hear me? Franesca, can you hear me? Please turn on the videos. Right, and turn on the microphones. Right, Franesca is still fixing.
Yes, ma'am.
All
Yes,
right,
ma'am.
but Franesca is here. Moment. Franesca. Okay, how about Venice? Venice, can you hear me? Hello, Venice. Can you hear me? Please turn on the microphone, my dear. Okay, I cannot hear Venice, so we'll just have to let her fix her audio. All right, thank you, teachers. Let me contact those teachers who are not here yet quickly, and then we will start. While waiting, everybody, please make sure you get notebook and pen. Okay, make sure you have your notebook and your pen ready because you will be writing down a lot of important things today. So let's do that now. Okay, you can turn off the video and microphone while you're waiting for my next instruction. Hold on. Teacher Ray, it's
Recording
a
in
little bit dark
progress.
over there. Let's add more lighting, please. Hi, everyone. Can everybody see me now? Right. Okay, good morning, everybody, and welcome to your new teacher training. I am trainer Aryan. So we will be spending 2.5 hours together from 8:30 up until 11 a.m. So nice to meet all of you. Shake my hand. Thank you. Very well. So before we get started, let's take our group picture so I can, of course, have a proof. I'll have a proof who among you here started the training with me on time. Venice, are you still? Venice, I cannot see you nor hear you, my dear. I need you to fix your audio. I will only give you until 9 o'clock to fix that. If it's still not working, Venice, you will be rescheduled. Okay, let's take a picture, everyone. Okay, smile in 3, 2, 1. Right, thank you, everybody. Let me now send that picture in our group chat for your reference as well. Okay, and then later on, we will take another picture before we end the training session, and that will verify your attendance. Okay, so again, you have to be with me for 2.5 hours. Okay, if you will encounter any technical issues during the course of the training and you were not able to come back quickly, you will automatically be rescheduled. Okay, so try your very best to finish the entire session for 2.5 hours so you don't need to attend another training again. Okay, right? Franesca, is everything okay, my dear? Franesca, video on. And Venice, I will only give you until 9 a.m. to fix your audio and your video. Okay, let's start now, everyone. Here we go. Let me share the screen and let's start the training session. Okay, teachers, no eating in the training room. Please do not eat your breakfast. Okay, you can eat later on during the break time. Okay, let's go ahead and begin. Leslie, do you have your headset on? Yes. All right. And Franesca. Okay, wonderful. So again, teachers, those are some few house rules. Okay, Venice is not here anymore. Let me just tag her. Where is Venice? Oh, Venice is not under my care anymore. Okay. All right, so let's begin. Let's continue, everyone. So remember, these are our few house rules. Now let's take a look at the 5-1 Talk hiring process. So you might be thinking, trainer, after the new teacher training, what should we do next? As you can see, this is the last stage of the hiring process. So after the new teacher training, you are all now expected to start teaching and earning. So your slots, they should all be opened now, teachers, so that you can start having bookings or students who will be booking your slots so you can now start teaching and earning. Again, if you haven't opened any slots yet, after the training session, you are all required to open those slots so that you can now start teaching. So this is the very last step of the training process. Okay? Also, I need you to take note of the launching email or text message that you should be receiving. Have you all received one, teachers?
Not yet.
Have you received a launch folder, or I will of the department that you should contact in order for you to check your status. Okay? So again, if your accounts are now activated, teachers, that means your students can now see you in the platform. So how will you know if it's activated? You already have received the launching email. If you haven't received one, your accounts are not yet activated and we need to verify the application status through the contact numbers that I will be sending you later on. Okay, so there you go, teachers. That is the hiring process. Now, for your new teacher training today, what are our objectives? Okay, let's start with the questions that you will be answering or we will be answering today. Nina, kindly read the questions. Go ahead. Microphone, Nina.
Who are your students? What are the lessons? How will you teach the lessons? Where will you teach the lessons?
There. So teachers, these are the questions that we will be answering during the training course. So again, if this is your first time to teach online, these are probably the same questions that you have in mind. So please take note because we will all be answering them today. Now, why is it important that you attend your new teacher training? Okay, please read the why. Paunessa, go ahead.
As a 51 Talk EFL teacher.
5-1. One more
Sorry.
time.
As a 5-1 Talk EFL teacher, you need to be prepared and ready to teach excellently in all your 5-1 Talk lessons.
There you go. To help you guys become more prepared and be ready to teach, we would like you to attend your new teacher training because in your training today, you will learn about the techniques. You will also be seeing some example lessons, and you will also be learning about the levels of your future students so that you'll become more aware on how you can handle them effectively or teach the lessons effectively. So, again, how are we going to do it in today's session, everyone? 1 hour will be allotted for discussion. Another hour will be allotted for practices and activities. We will be watching some videos together in a bit, and I will be getting your input, like what did you learn from the videos that I have asked you to watch. And then, of course, the remaining 30 minutes will be allotted for final reminders, the self-access module that you all have to do after the training session, as well as the Q&A. So teachers, during the discussion, you are not yet allowed to ask me any questions, okay? You will only be allowed to ask questions during the Q&A portion of our training. So I need you guys to write down any questions you have in mind. So park it for the meantime, and after that, you can start asking it during the Q&A portion. Again, if I haven't answered those questions that you have listed, ask it out. However, if I have already discussed it, no need to ask it again. So you will be crossing it out as we progress and as I answered those questions that you have listed. Are we all clear on this part, everyone? Got it? Good. We have one more teacher here, John Patrick. Hello.
Hello, ma'am. Sorry for
Yes.
being late, ma'am. I'm late noticing the chat.
No.
But yeah,
No problem. All right. So, John, next time, okay, try your very best not to be late in any of your training session. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Thank you, John. Okay, let's continue now. So try to catch up, okay? So are the main objectives of your training session today. So let's begin, everyone. Let's start with who are the 5-1 Talk students. So everybody, let's start with the nationality of the students that you will encounter soon. What is their nationality again?
Chinese.
They are microphones.
Chinese.
Yes, very good. They are Chinese. We don't have Koreans. We don't have Korean students. We don't have Japanese students yet. So we only cater to Chinese learners. So for the age bracket, everybody, we have as young as 5 years old and as old as 60 years old. So we have a wide range of our students here. We cater to different ages here in 5-1 Talk. So you all need to be prepared and be flexible so you can adjust according to the level of the student that you will be dealing with. So there are two types of learners. They are the young learners, okay? They are from 5 to 12 years old, and the other one will be the adult learners. They are from 13 young adults up until 60. Okay, so these are the two types of learners that you will encounter soon. So far clear, everyone? Okay, let's now take a look at the leveling system of the students that we have here in 5-1 Talk. So let's start with the young learners. Everybody, for young learners, we have a total of 7 levels. Again, we have a total of 7 levels for young learners. That's including level 0. Okay, so what are the can-dos of level 0 students? April, kindly read.
Kindergarten, level 0. Okay. Can read the alphabet, identify capital letters and small letters. Can match word meanings, sounds, and form. Can try to read words by phonics.
Yes, everybody, very good. So a kindergarten learner is a 0 English learner, meaning to say they don't know much about the language yet. That's why we teach them basic topics like alphabet, capital letters, and small letters. We also encourage you guys to prepare again help you. Of course, we also want you to prepare rewards. Okay, be creative when it comes to giving rewards. Prepare as many rewards as you can so that your young learners will not get bored during the discussion. Okay, everyone. So again, we have to have flashcards. You can DIY. You can also print out, and you can even buy it online. And then, of course, toys. A lot of toys and a lot of what do you call this? Rewards. Okay, so that's how we teach young learners. We prepare a lot of teaching aids. Another thing that we need to remember will be the sounds. Everybody, since they are 0 level learners, they don't know how to teach them, okay? So you yourself should be a very good example. Okay, let's see if you know some basic pronunciation, everyone. Okay, look at the the board. How do we say this word again, everyone? How do we say this? It's
Peer.
Peer.
How do we say this word?
Peer.
Good. What do you mean by this word?
Group.
It's a league.
Yes. All right. And what do we mean by this word?
Fruit.
Kind of fruit.
Yes, it is a fruit. So if you will say peer, you're talking about friends. So how do we say this word now?
Pear.
Pear. Very good. It
Pear.
sounds like
Pear.
bear. Okay. If you are, you're confused, you think about the word bear. We don't say teddy bear, right? We say teddy bear. So for the fruit, it's also pear, right? But for friends, we say pear. Okay, remember that, everybody? Next, we have the TURE suffix. How do we say these words? Okay.
Sure.
Future.
All right, it's sure, everyone. Say it again. Future.
Future.
Picture.
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 Yes, so we don't say chore, okay? It's not future or picture, that's wrong. We also don't say future or picture, that is also wrong. Okay, everyone, be careful with the pronunciation. How about this one, the TR blends? How do we say these?
Train. Train.
Train.
Yes, very good. So it will have this kind of
Train.
sound, okay? So we don't say ta-ta-ta-ta train, ta-ta-ta travel, tree. Again,
Train.
that's wrong, right? We say train, travel, tree.
Travel.
Right.
Travel.
How about the DR blends, everyone? How do you say these
Drain.
words?
Drain. Draw.
Drive.
Drive.
Yes, draw and
Drive.
drive. There we don't say that draw, drive, drawing, dragon. Wrong. It should have the sound. Draw, drive, dragon, drawing. Okay, so we have the sound. How about the PH blends? Okay, how do we say these words again?
Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Sophia.
Yeah, so it will have the F sound. Okay, so we don't say Phoenix, Sophia, telephone, elephant. Wrong. Okay, if we have the PH blends, it should have the F sound. And how about TH, everyone? What number is this?
33.
33.
Yes,
33.
33. Stick your tongue out.
33.
33.
Three.
Very good. How about the other ones? Here. How do you say these?
That. These.
These, and
Those.
those. Very good. So vibrate your vocal cords if you're reading a hard TH. And then if it's a soft TH, you don't need to vibrate your vocal cords. So practice, everyone, because your young learners will follow the way you say these words. Are we all clear, everyone? Got it? All right. Good pronunciation is a must. Okay, let's continue now. Let me go back to the module. And a reminder, everybody, if you will be teaching a zero-level learner, the most appropriate question that we can ask to them will be yes or no questions only, because they are still very low in level and they cannot comprehend complicated questions yet. Okay, so simplify your questions. Now, how about for levels 1 to 3? Prelin, kindly read their can-dos.
Grades levels 1 to 3 can use everyday English to communicate and express personal ideas, can read short passages, and answer simple questions.
There, everybody, for grades or levels 1 to 3, you can now start asking them basic WH questions. Okay? Let me know some examples of WH questions. We have basic what?
Where?
Where? When?
Who, where, and
When.
Basic only. We don't ask them too difficult WH questions yet. Okay? So now, when we reach the highest level, which is levels 4, or which are levels 4 to 6, what should we see now? What are their can-dos? Okay? Please read this, Rhea. Go ahead.
Can communicate freely and discuss familiar topics, can read fiction and non-fictional articles, can write simple paragraphs.
Good. So since they are now the highest level of young learners in the platform, you can now ask them more thought-provoking questions like
Why?
and how. So since they are now higher in level, they can justify their answers now, and they can also explain things better now. So you can now start asking them why and how. Are we all clear on this part, everyone? Got
Yes,
it?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so those are the levels of our young learners. Let's move on now to adult learners. Okay, for adults, we have 4 levels. Okay, let's read the first level. John,
At
go
beginners,
ahead.
students with very little experience and exposure to English really needs guidance from the teacher, limited vocabulary.
Right. Everybody, for a beginner adult learner, they are not like a zero level young learner. Remember, an adult learner, they have already studied English in the past, right? They have studied English when they were in elementary, in middle school, in college. So they are not entirely clueless of what you're saying. They just have very little experience and exposure to English. That's why they are having a hard time expressing their ideas in English. But they are not zero level learners. Okay? Now, how about Al Najur? Kindly read the second level.
El- Elementary. Ability to answer questions and explain simple ideas. May converse with the teacher about simple topics. Knowledgeable in basic vocabulary and grammar structure.
Right? Teachers and elementary adult learner, we focus on vocabulary and grammar. So teachers, you have to start reviewing parts of speech, subject-verb agreement, because when you start teaching adult learners, they will become more technical with it. They would like to know the technical terms that we use in English, so we all have to be more familiar.
Intermediate, able to express opinion and preferences, more fluent in conversing with others, ability to use vocabulary, idioms, and expressions.
Right. So the key word or key phrase here now will be idiomatic expressions. So once you meet an intermediate adult learner, you will be you will be teaching them idiomatic expressions now. So you have to start reviewing them as well so you can teach them confidently to your adult learner. And then, of course, the last one, Ian, kindly read.
Upper intermediate can elaborate and answers. Very fluent with good accent and intonation when speaking, and able to use more complex grammar structures and vocabulary more accurately.
Right, teachers, upper intermediate adult learner, this is the highest level of learners that you will meet in the platform. So remember, they are already very fluent, very good accent, and intonation. In China, teachers, they follow British accent, so do not be surprised if you will be hearing someone using the British accent if you'll teach them. Okay, it's perfectly normal in China. But you don't need to have British accent, okay? You just need to be able to teach English properly and, of course, have the neutral accent. So what is the main challenge for upper intermediate students? Since they are already very good at speaking the language, the challenge here is for us teachers to become more prepared when it comes to our discussions. You have to master your lesson flow. You have to know the ins and the outs of your discussion so that if ever an adult student will ask you a question about it, you know the answer. You also need to be well researched, okay? You have to be well researched, well read, and be exposed with different current events because upper intermediate students are very much familiar and they are very much aware and interested with current events. Let's say, for example, Olympics. Okay, so if there is like a Tokyo Olympics, happening right now, you have to be aware of that, because if your student is very much into sports, the student might ask you anything connected to Tokyo Olympics during the discussion. So you have to be prepared. Now, again, teachers, when you teach upper intermediate student, they have the ability to ask you questions in return. So you have to expect that. You have to anticipate questions coming from your students. All right? So there you go. These are the different levels of our young learner and adult learners. Let's see if you guys are really listening. Okay? I will ask you some questions. You simply have to base it according to what you have understood from the discussion. So, how many levels in total do we have for young learners? Okay, how many levels in total for young learners? Nina?
3.
In total, my dear. How many levels in total for young learner? Almost. One
Seven
more.
levels.
7, including level 0.
Zero.
Right? So we have a total of 7 levels for young learners. So describe to me a 0 level young learner. Okay, Rhea, what are the can-dos and what lessons do we normally teach a 0 level learner? Okay, Rhea, go ahead.
You just ask like yes or no.
Yes, very good. And the topics are normally about, what do we normally discuss?
So like basic or
Yes, alphabet, right? We have alphabet. We have capital letters and small letters.
identifying capital letters.
Yes, very good. Correct. So, Rhea, remember, and everyone, for a 0 level learner, we only ask them yes or no questions. And we ask them, we teach them alphabet and letters, like small letters and capital letters. Very good. How about for levels 4 to 6? Okay, April, what are the questions that we ask to levels 4 to 6 young learners?
Simple
Question that we ask? What is
basic
the
WH questions.
levels 4 to 6? This is the highest level, my dear. So what do we ask them? We ask them
Why and
Why
how?
and how?
yes, since they are the highest level, you can now ask them why and how questions. Are we all clear? Don't forget April. Now let's move on to adults. For adult teachers, how many levels do we have in total? John Paul, we have
Or mom.
4. Very good. Describe to me an intermediate adult learner. Brelin, intermediate adult learner.
Intermediate adult learner can express their opinions.
Yes, and normally we teach them
Norm-
how about for upper? What do we normally teach them and what do we need to prepare? Al-Najr. Okay, go ahead.
In the upper intermediate, they are very fluent.
Yes, they're very fluent. So, what do we have to remember here? We have to be exposed and be aware with what? Al-Najr.
About Tokyo Olympics, like that.
Yes, current events,
Current
as long
events.
as they are not sensitive topics, okay? As long as they are not sensitive topics, because an upper intermediate student can actually ask anything under the sun. So you have to be very familiar with events that are happening around the world that is not a sensitive topic. Are we clear on this part, everyone?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so those are now the levels of our students. Now let's explain vocabulary words to young learners. Okay, everybody, when you teach vocabulary words to young learners, we follow the 6 steps. Okay, so we have here the 6 steps. What are the 6 steps? Kindly read this one now. Franesca, go ahead. We have
Number one, lead in. Number two, introduction of the target word. Number three, sound, read and clap. Number four, meaning. Number five, CCQ or concept comprehension or checking question. Number six, FUQ or follow-up question.
very good. So these are the 6 steps. Everybody take note of it. You will be following these 6 steps once you start teaching young learners new words or vocabulary words. Okay? Let me explain it further. When we say lead in, everybody, this is a question that we ask to gauge your students' background knowledge. So normally we ask them, what can you see in the picture? So this question will actually check your students' background knowledge if they know anything about the word that you will discuss today. So for example, this is the picture that you're showing. So you can now ask the learner, what can you see in the picture? So if a student is very low in level, the student might only say yellow and orange. So there you can already tell that the student does not know the word lion yet. Okay? However, if the student said, teacher, I see a lion, then good job. It means to say the student already knows the target word. So that is the purpose of lead-in questions. Everybody, do not assume that your students know the words already. Even though you think these words are easy, it doesn't mean that all of your students know it already. Okay, so lead-in questions are very, very important. Okay, so now you know that you've already gotten a response from the student. You can now start connecting it to the target word. So for example, the student said, yellow and orange. Very good, Aryan. This yellow and orange animal is a lion. Our word for today is lion. There, okay, everyone? So you start labeling what they know. After that, you read and clap. Teachers, you clap per syllable. Lion. So lion has 2 syllables. You clap per syllable. And you have to read it 3 times. Why? Why do you have to read the word 3 times, teachers? What is the purpose of reading it 3 times?
For them to remember.
Mastery.
Familiarization.
Yes, very good, for emphasis and for retention. So that your students will not forget that that is the target word for today, lion. Lion. Aryan, say it again. Lion. Do it again. Correct. One more time, Aryan. Lion. Very good. High 10. There. So you do it in a more creative way so your students will not get bored saying the word lion 3 times. Okay? So make it more fun. Animate your voice. Now, how about for the meaning? Teachers, when you give meaning for young learners, we only use simple words, right? We cannot use dictionary meaning yet because they cannot understand that. So, how will you describe lion? What is a lion, teachers? If I am a low level learner, what is a lion? Anybody? Give it a try. How will a low level learner understand lion?
It's brave.
All right. John, that can be a little bit difficult. A low level learner might not know the word
Rawr.
brave yet. Yes, that's a good try, John. But yes, April,
Rawr.
you can also say,
Rawr.
right, a lion. What is it? An animal, right? A lion is an animal and it says
Roar.
roar. That's it. Okay? Do not overthink, everybody. Because if you will overthink, your low level learner will find your lessons difficult. Okay? So make sure that you're definitely are level appropriate. So do not use big words like king of the jungle or brave or a predator, all right? Those can be difficult words that your zero level learner will not understand. So remember, when you teach animal sounds, you have to use the English version, okay? No one should be using the Filipino version of animal sounds like tiktilaok or kokak-kokak or ow-ow. Again, those are not standard sounds in English. So what is the sound of a frog?
Ribbit, ribbit.
Yes, very good. What is the sound of a rooster?
Clock, clock.
All right, or cockle-doodle-doo, right? So again, make sure that your sounds, animal sounds, are correct, okay? So that your young learners will not get confused that you're teaching them the Filipino animal sounds, okay? So there you go. It should be the English animal sounds. So again, we said a lion is an animal and it says roar. That's it. Now, what is the next step? Everybody, what is the next step after giving meaning? What is it?
Concept.
Comprehension checking.
Yes, comprehension checking questions. Very good. So these are questions
Stop.